I guess. Wait, whoa, what happened? A pawn and a king. Okay, it just like broke my stuff. Cool. Oh, there's another Frogify? Look at that. I didn't even know. Hmm. What the M? Yeah, yeah. So this discounts. No, I mean, your commander can't die. That's cool. Man, the new set doesn't have a lot of cool cards in it that I feel I want to play outside of maybe standard. Wait. There's like dog people on Tarkir? I don't recall that. Okay. Yeah, that works. Two counters. Trample. Vigilance. And you can do it twice. You don't have to harmonize. Yeah, okay. Sure. Oh, I didn't know there was another cultivate. I did not know that. Yeah. Send it. Can I? Yep. Giving it menace is interesting. Whenever you attack, put a turn. Kind of slow. I don't know the rares for that, though. It's probably better than this card, though. This one was I was a little bit iffy about. Yeah, I think this is more into what we're trying to do. Hello. So anticipate, but it costs one more, but you get two cards. Well, it's funny they make the well. This isn't. This has instant like stock up is just the talk of the town right now. Mm-hmm. 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 Creatures and enchantments. I can do that. Whenever you cast a spell, spells you have to delve. Alright. Zombie warrior. Meow, 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 meow. Alright. I think that's fine from the new set. It's good enough for me. So, what's that dumb mechanic? Mutate. And bloop. Short. Short. Probably not. Probably not. Probably, maybe. Hello, viewer. Consumer? I don't know. I think viewer is better. This one is good, but it costs 6. Eh. I don't know if this one's going to work. Cast card from your graveyard, mutating. Yeah, sure. Oh, that's it? That is it? Exactly 1 page. Viewers better? Yeah. This is a weird card. It's really weird. I don't think I've seen this before. Yep, it's good old Sultai. We'll see though. I don't know. It's just Voltron again, but it's on a 4-drop that doesn't have white. So this is what it is. They all can't be great. It's the 2/1 indestructible that Ragavan is your opponent. Equal to the damage dealt. So many cards you see. So the harder he hits, the more cards you steal. And I think you cast one for free. Yeah, you can cast one for free. Assuming it, like, falls under the mana cost of the damage you dealt. Right. Yeah, if you exile one card, you can't, like, suddenly cast the card that wins the game. Cast any number of spells. Yep. Oh, you can do more than one. Alright. I guess Hateful Eidolon? So I can do that? Don't worry, Ragavan's, he's slowly not as crazy as he used to be, but I think he's still pretty crazy. Not gonna lie. Probably want both of these. Because we're Sultai, we can go ahead and play, like, good cards alongside of whatever this is. Journey to Eternity probably doesn't make sense here. What's the... Creature gets... What's that aura that wins instantly? The one that, like, doubles its size? Hydra's Growth? Yeah, that's it. That likes the graveyard? Oh, yeah. Wait, there's 2? Oh, there's 2. Oh, yeah. This is the set you can't filter by. I haven't looked at these. I have not looked at these yet. You can't, like... It's not here. I don't know why. I don't know why they can't just put the stupid thing. It's not at the bottom, right? No, it's just not in the... You gotta find the 3-letter code. You gotta type it in. I've not seen this card. That's cool. Pretty honest. I like it, though. I'm sure there's more. Yeah, I don't know the set name. You only get them from crafting. Yeah, no packs. You should still be able to filter by them. You know, I still want to see them. How do I bump into them and know they exist if they don't like tell me? Kind of weird. Kind of weird. All right, so do one drop? Well, this one does, and I'm sure the rest do as well. I'm sure they do. Yeah. So Sultai Ultimatum. What are the ultimatum combos? Expersiburber. That in that? No. Griselbrand. Shieldred? Boom boom. What's the I win the game Sultai Ultimatum package? It's TDC. Yeah, I see. Like I said, I don't know the set. I don't know the set letters. There's only two? Oh, it's because I'm filtering by Sultai. I can't see all of them. All right, TDC. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Could probably do Drown Catacomb. Don't have to go ridiculous on the blue-black lands. Definitely want as many green lands as possible. Expropriate. Well, if you get Expropriate Shieldred, you just get 2 extra turns, and then, like, might not win the game outright. It's not like that's a bad thing, but still. Usually, when you cast it, you aim to, like, win immediately. We could probably run Cavern of Souls. Omniscience. Maybe not in this deck, but your opponent might just not want to give it to you because they think it's scary, but usually Omniscience is a trap. Unless you have something else in hand already or something like that. But if it's like Omniscience, Griselbrand, extra turn, opponent gives you extra turn Omniscience, feels bad, but like if you don't have anything in hand, that doesn't do anything. If they give you Griselbrand, Omniscience, they probably lose. If they give you extra turn, Griselbrand, they probably lose. So it's like extra turn Omniscience, which, again, without other cards, doesn't really do anything, especially when you've already shown to have 7+ mana to cast your 7 mana card already in a deck that doesn't really play a lot of expensive cards because they all just go on top of this. No, it needs to actually win the game. It needs to like win the game. Omniscience is not. That's not it. I don't know. Is it in general? Maybe. It doesn't seem like Omniscience is what I usually see when people cast Ultimatum against me. Not really. There's like Liliana Dreadhorde General Vorinclex, so you can have Liliana enter an ultimate immediately, or Doubling Season or something, and then just ultimate Liliana. So like they can only give you one of those, or they lose instantly, and then you could force the third card, which is probably going to be Expropriate. Yeah, I don't know. Do I run more counter spells? Probably at least this and Cultivate. Probably Rampant. No, probably Arcane Signet before Rampant Growth. I'm not seeing this deck delving too much at all. Also, don't really know what I'm delving for. Yeah, probably not. Maybe like Spell Pierce. I think this is a Spell Pierce deck. Maybe a Wilt. Casualties of War. No, that one might not be reality. Final Parting. Because we have the pieces for that. I still feel like I need a better Mergent Ultimatum. We can run Tutors. There's like a few, quite a bit I can do here. The old card back loading. I like this one actually. That one seems fitting. Oh, I don't think I actually wanted this card in here. Well, maybe. It's new. Kami Grazer. Probably... I know how to type, don't worry. We can sort of give it vigilance, but not like consistently. The hexproof until end of turn is depressing. I don't know. Maybe we're like too. I'm getting the okay. I'm, 4. Okay, it's not impossible. It's not impossible to get these like cards that cost more than 5. I can actually do it here. Could run the 1 mana 1/1 equipment or whatever. Oh, there is this one. Is this better than... It probably... Yeah, I'd say this is probably better than, like, the one I was thinking of, which is Bone Splitter. Bone Splitter is alright, though. I mean, this is technically better. It's like the same thing with text on it, but... Lava Spurs, probably not what we're doing. Bonesaw works. Wish this had 2 toughness. Kind of dodge all that nonsense. I don't know. I think that it'll probably come out at some point. But for now, we can try it. But knowing me, it'll probably come out really quickly. But anyways, we're here with Kotis, the Fang Keeper, 4 mana 2/1, indestructible. When it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library. X is the amount of damage dealt, so it starts off with 2. And then you can cast any number of spells, mana value X or less, without spending mana on them. So, like, kind of like Ragavan, except on steroids. Instead of getting a treasure token, you just get to cast the spells for free, but you have to ideally get this to hit harder than 2, right? Exiling the top 2 cards, and then only casting things up to 2 is not very exciting, especially by the time you've actually cast this and swung with it. So, a bunch of auras. People seem to like the mutate cards. They're just more auras, in my opinion, right? Just auras that stack with other things that care about. It's like the shrines, right? The more of the mutate thing you get, the exponential they get or whatever, but they're decent enough. I'm running a package of Emergent Ultimatum and Final Parting for like reanimate nonsense and whatnot. Probably works, but I can also see how maybe it does not work. Not too sure about it, but we can reasonably get to these cards and actually cast them. But if they're impeding my ability to just smack my opponent to death with this, then they'll probably come out. So for new cards, not too many exciting ones in the set, at least for this card specifically. So we have like Hollow Merc Siege. It has 2 options when it enters. I think Abzan is the ideal one, right? It gets a counter, so it makes our creature larger every time it attacks, and it's harder to block. And then there's this thing, which happens twice, right? It gets vigilance and trample and makes it larger, and it can do it again. You don't really want to harmonize on or with the creature you're putting this on, because then it gets tapped. And I don't think this, yeah, this doesn't say untap the creature or anything, so that would, I'm actually kind of surprised it doesn't untap the creature you target. I feel like that would just be very fitting with a card like this, but is what it is. I guess the art says the big Loxodon in the background is, you know, the one tapping itself, so the little dude's up front. So I guess it thematically makes sense. There's another Cultivate, but it's only forests, but who cares? It's a Cultivate. I did not realize this was in the game until just now, and well, there it is. There it is. Any haste effects? There is the Lava Spur Boots, and I'm sure there's a few other haste enablers in Sultai for like this specifically, but you gotta, I don't know, you'd probably want to play those haste enablers before you cast this, so it actually gets haste in the turn it entered. And if you're not casting this on curve to give it haste later, that doesn't make sense to me. So no, not really interested in giving this haste all the time. But Swiftfoot Boots does give haste, I guess, but more ideally hexproof. This isn't indestructible, so it only dies to the things that the last Voltron commander we played, the green-white one, the 3-minute 2/2 indestructible, dies to. This has 1 toughness, though, so there are some -1/-1 effects that will do this thing in. But I don't know, we'll see what happens. So we're going to craft these cards. We're going to hope for the best. I mean, the rest of the deck is just counter spells, the mana dorks, and a bunch of auras that you want to put on top of this. Nothing really super stand outish with all those, except maybe, you know, again, the mutate cards. This is just a new one. It's like an anticipate stock up. Stock up is probably just better, but this is a new card, so I'm gonna run that one. But we could probably put stock up in here as well. Man, I swear time just flies. It just flies. Like I hit the stream button 33 minutes ago. It feels like it was 15 minutes ago. Jeez. I tried to stream earlier so I can like actually play the deck and not just build it on stream. What are we up against? Alright, so we're up against that thing. Well, we have all the stuff. We just don't have a way to like. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Do I get a Sultai land here? Probably just straight up get it. Yeah, let's not mess around with the colors here. Although surveilling is probably smart. Okay. Bloop. Alright, so we have our haste enabler, but, you know, it's not really going to work the turn we cast our commander. Opponent did not represent any counter magic, they just sent their growth spiral. Well, that would have been nice last turn. I guess I'll put this on it, because that's funny. The old protected birds of paradise. So we're gonna get to our commander, but we're against like Rug Ramp, which, I mean, you know, it does the things that it does. Alright, well, I mean, alright. Really just rushing in there. Ignore everything. Do stuff. Alright, looks like we got hit by Wash Away in the end anyways, so nothing matters. Cool. Well. They actually put it back to the command zone. A little weird. I'm going to pass the turn again, because life is pain. Oh boy, a hasting copper dragon. Very fun. Great. Well, I guess I have to do this. This is just a 6/6, right? Yep. As Ward 2, I can't casualties of war or anything. Yep, I think we just got completely soloed by Wash Away, and then I don't really know what else was very relevant after that happening. Whatever. Alright, yeah, you got it. Miscast. Sure. I haven't seen someone cast miscast in like 6 months. Alright, it didn't matter, I was dead. I also forgot to name enchantment on their actual enchantment. It doesn't matter. I was dead. I was dead even if that resolved. I was dead. Miscast, yep. Wash Away, miscast. All other cards, irrelevant. 15 rampant growths. No, I don't like miscast. Spell Pierce is fine. I don't like miscast. Not a fan. Also, you can see why I mulligan for ramp spells every single game, because that's what our opponent did. And they won because of it. Well, I don't have any fast mana. We're against Tassiker, so we have time, maybe? Yeah, alright. I think I just want to get the Triome again. I'm not really surveilling for anything super specific. What does that do? First main phase, mill 3, pay 1 life, get the card back. Alright. Yep. You can only get... Alright. I see. Oh, I gotta be careful my basic forest count with this card specifically. That's funny. There are 5 lands in the graveyard. That's a weird one to take. Oh, there's a Chainer's Edict now, too. Because, you know, let's be real. Let's be real. Alright, I think we're still maybe okay. Is that... Am I allowed to say that? Is that accurate? Opponent gets Reanimate, but there's nothing to reanimate. Oh, they can reanimate a Scholar, but then the Scholar doesn't actually do anything. They do want to take Reanimate. I didn't mill anything, did I? No. So they can take Scholar and then, like, not cast anything? This was a lot of life, too. I can wash this away. It was cast out of the graveyard. That was interesting. I don't know if I... That was very strange. That's like a lot of life. It was just 7 life. I just sent. Well, this will be flipping into a lot of lands. Oh, they have Thought Distortion in their deck. One of those kinds of gamers. Alright, alright. Let's play this thing or this thing. Probably this thing, right? because it's like power and whatnot. That's a card. I'm not opposed to that one, I don't think. We milled nothing that works. Tragic. This will shrink my creature down. Okay, so now they can actually block my creature because they blew up the thing there. Wait, they weren't dead, were they? They can block this. Let's make sure. My opponent can block it, right? Can't be blocked by more than one creature. So they can block with their 5/5. I'm not sure why they concede it. I wasn't drawing an out. I was going to draw 2 cards from this thing, though, I guess. But, yeah, they weren't... They could block this. Maybe they misread here. There's a lot of cards I can find, though, that cause a problem for my opponent. Chainer's Edict. That would have been depressing to lose to, though. But, yep, alright. Yeah, and the reanimate on the 7-mana 5/5 is a little interesting. I don't know if I would have done that. Especially how you can sort of just wait a little bit on that. You just kind of, like, wait a little bit. And I think you'd be fine. There's no reason to do it then. Because you're milling a lot every turn. I think you could just wait. Maybe not, though. Also, I think I did the thing I always say, like every single stream, which is I accidentally missed one of my Surveil lands. Also, I think I want more forests. Yeah. The auto deck thing does not like forests. Okay, so far, every game has felt maybe like it makes sense to not take the weird cards out, like the Emergent Ultimatum package. I think everything's fine with that. So this one, it's 5 minutes. So if I do this the turn after my commander, it's just coming in for 6, a trample. I want maybe... Okay, I don't think I like Bargain here. We had it in our hand. I'm going to take out Wilt as well. Probably for... something that's not mana intensive that puts stats like these two. Virtue and Bone Splitter. Low mana intensity and do what I want. Suppose the same is kind of like with this one. What about flying? I think if I'm going to run another equipment, it's just going to give stats. Yeah, let's just run those two. They're fine. It's a lot of stats that stick around forever. We could do combat tricks like giant growth. I just don't... I don't think that makes sense. Unless it does. I don't think so, though. Like, become immense? I don't know. Like, hitting your opponent for some damage is funny. But if you don't do anything when you hit your opponent, it feels really bad, right? Feels really bad. Alright, so my opponent's commander can just exile my commander. Just like... so that's a little annoying. At least their turn 1 isn't great. If they were on the draw, it would be a serious uphill battle, but they are on the play, which probably evens things out a little bit here. Oh, we've seen crazy games against this, or well, I should say playing it. We want to play... We definitely just want to... Oh, wait. We don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. We want to play this. And we want to do that here. And we want to send it. Alright. Almost did weird stuff. Okay. See that card a lot. Kind of surprising. Shieldred is annoying for my opponent, but it's not that annoying. I feel as though Gem Razor is maybe gonna be pretty ideal here. So do I brainstorm first? Yeah. Let's get rid of you and you. And then I play this. Blow up the mana rock. Okay, well, things are happening. I don't expect my opponent to get Tron, but I mean, it's a thing that could happen. They're rather close to it. But, I mean, they could just cast their commander next turn anyways. It does exile, right? Yeah, it just exiles. Kinda sketchy. Alright, well, I didn't find anything. That's not good. I sort of found something. I can't cast that immediately, though. I'm going to put this here. This has Ward 1. Yeah, they're going to get Tron, though. I guess I should have blown this up. I just didn't have any respect for it. I can reanimate Shieldred, but I don't know if that matters. I might as well, though. Might as well, at this point. And there is no leaving up Mana Drain. Not that I think Mana Drain is that crucial here in this exact spot. It's kind of cool to see Tron in play. I've never seen Tron in play. They did not generate mana, which I kind of expected them to do. Alright, yeah. I mean, okay. I gave my opponent Tron, and it wasn't enough to do anything. It's kind of crazy. I feel like their hand must have been like all mana or lands. Like if you added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, you could cast maybe 2 spells. Exile 2 4/4s. There'd be 5 power in play. Maybe they stabilize. Just kind of surprised I wasn't just like completely swept over. But I wasn't. Yeah, giving him Tron was, well, there you go. There's Tron. I don't know. Kaya's ghost form just gives everything back too, which is nice. Okay. Oh look, it's a Ragavan game. It's gonna be fun. I guess I could keep Mana Drain on top, right? Because they're just gonna steal it and then they can't cast it. And I guess I do this. It's just kind of like miserable, but no choice. Okay. Well, they have to block it, so. So they are getting rid of 2 cards here, but do I cast this now? I feel like this is not a good idea to cast right now. I don't really know what I'm doing with more mana in play. I'd rather just not get hit by Ragavan for no reason. Alright, so now we're probably just losing. Does this remove... No, that doesn't matter, right? I guess I just... No, I'm going to put this here. I'll put that there. Alright, well, eventually they'll run out of cards that are good. That'd be cool. Sure. Okay. Well, eventually they'll stop doing that. Okay. You got it. You got it. How do they flip this? 4 damage. So I have to do this. Should just play this? Deal damage to myself for no reason, like a talented person? And then, I mean, 1 or 3 is the same. I'm dead to any spell. 1 and 3 is the same. So, shrink this thing, play this thing here. Oh. Oh. Oh, we did it. Oh, opponent was just windmilling slam mythics, man. It's just... We did it. We did it. Oh my goodness. This was the triple... Ragavan hit me 3 turns in a row. That's insane. If it wasn't for Ragavan, we probably would have won a lot sooner too, right? Like, that was the entire backbone of my opponent's game plan. And it didn't scam us. I mean... Wow. Alright. Wow. So far, we've been winning. That's cool. Ooh, did I not re-roll this? Oh, too late now. No, I think I did. Oh, was that Ragavan 4 times? Did we get hit 4 times? It was either 3 or 4 times with that Ragavan. I think it was 4, but it could have also been 3. Hard to keep track. Alright, what does this do? Alright, is that crazy? All your stuff is crazy. I'm gonna keep this because of Brainstorm. I'm not a noob. Opponent gets rid of their haste enabler. Oh my goodness. That would be Sultai. I guess I'll Brainstorm. I have a shuffle. Alright, we found some good cards. That's nice. Actually, we should get rid of the basics here, right? Yeah. And then I play this. Because I don't want to draw them. And then I'll get Breeding Pool. And probably name blue. Sure. This is a commander that... It's a 2/1 indestructible. When it hits your opponent, you steal that many cards off their deck. equal to the damage, and you can play that many cards equal to the damage. So this has flying, and now it has haste. I think I shall play this, and I shall pass. Because it's like the most non-obvious counterspell strategy thing. If I just play my Swiftfoot Boots, because it looks like it makes sense to play it here, sort of. Right? And I have Mana Drain. Although, does this count itself? Well, I guess it does, huh? I will Mana Drain literally any card you put on the stack. And I will put this... Ooh, do we want to shut down Wash Away? Ooh, probably not, right? I don't think so. I also don't really like trading damage here, but... Okay, of course it doesn't pay off. Yeah, this is probably Screaming Wash Away, but I really don't want to get hit for 8 damage. So, like, I'm gonna go ahead and wash that away. Alright, no land. Yep. I will get some lands with this card. Put this here. I suppose because I'm in the situation that I'm in, I will put it all here and send it. Rune of Might is good. Alright, come on. Let's actually steal something. Let's do it. Cool, we stole stuff, so we take that and that. Needle Flare... Oh, good thing I stacked it the way I did, because otherwise the Needle Flare would have dealt 2 damage to me. All of my opponent's cards have haste, though, and that is not going to change. That is not going to change. Let's do this. I suppose I'm just all in on playing my opponent's cards, so... I don't imagine my opponent will kill me, but we'll see. Haste plus this is a lot of just damage that I can just randomly get. Alright, yeah. I don't think my opponent's gonna... Oh wait, decline. Alright, yeah. We found a removal spell for their 3/3, although it does cost 3 life, so it's still worth it. Because it buffs other creatures by 2, so at the very least I'd take 2 less at, like, just minimum. But we found some blockers, which is the main thing. But Faithless Looting here, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't put that on the stack, actually. If it stays exiled, is a good idea. I don't want to give my opponent Faithless Looting for no reason. And my hand is empty, so yeah, I should have got rid of that one, but cool. Look at that. Wash away, game is over. Without a haste enabler, that deck has a very limited amount of things it can hit you with that are scary. So, like, just needs a haste enabler all the time. This is old Ujin, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe it's someone trying to make the point that this one's better. I don't know. We'll see. I cannot get black mana unless I get... Wait. Watery green... No, I can't get green, untapped, and black. Alright, well, guess they were done. Opponent was over it. What game did we lose? Did we lose a game? Which one was it? Are we 5-0 or are we 5-1? We lost the game, right? Yeah, it was the miscast. Alright. Well, it was the wash away. Yeah, it wasn't really, the miscast didn't matter. I can't remember what the commander was though for some reason. Hexproof from is blah 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 blah. All right. So opponent has cards. We get rid of this. We don't get rid of that. I do not have to play Gilded Goose turn 1, so I will not. Oh, we could play Assemble and Plot and whatchamacallit. If I take out Emergent Ultimatum, it would definitely just be putting in Assemble the team and stuff. I could have Hydra's Growth turn like 2 onto Goose, but that just seems really stupid. So I chose not to do that. I can Flare here, might be a good idea. I probably should. Yeah. This is a good use of the Goose in my opinion. Alright, so let's see. There's another game decided by Washaway. It is apparently not. Is it a game decided by Swords to Plowshares? Haha. Path of Exile is fine. Well, I mean, it's as good as it's gonna be. This is a 5/5, so they don't actually have to worry about my commander as things stand. Right? Correct. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we'll just have the old exile anyways. Cool. Oh, they don't want to play swords, right? They want to play like 2 colored cards and whatnot? Yeah, they want to play like 2 colored cards. Okay. So, I don't feel like not casting this. So, I'm going to cast it. Alright, please hit cards. Electrolyze, face, and... none of that matters, so I guess I'll leave it in exile. I guess. Okay, well, they randomly generated another D-Spark. This is not what we're doing here. Yeah, we're not trying to do that. Not trying to do that. So we have 3 and a draw. Has jump start. Okay. D-Spark number 3. Fascinating. Opponent did not waterlog teachings for a thing there, like a removal spell or whatever. Don't know how I'm beating this 24/24 though. So I can swing, but it doesn't really do anything. Bedevil. Yeah, we can take 10 if my opponent wants to have me take 10 here. There's not much I can do about that. Jumpstart is only lands? No, you can jumpstart any card. I should probably block like this. It's not like my tokens or mana dorks are doing anything. This is one of my best draws, and I don't know if it's good enough, but it was one of my better draws. So get rid of that. And hopefully my opponent just blocks, which I assume they will. Wow. Okay. Sure. And sure. I can cast Flare, and that would be interesting. That is a weird top 3. Of course, I shuffle the land back on top, apparently. Okay, so take that. Wait. Oh, I shuffled again. See, chat, this is why you can't trust me to play Magic. I got rid of my own removal spell. It's alright. I clicked the same one twice. Oh my goodness. Actual shambles. Okay, so we're taking 8, or 10... Probably, most likely dead. I thought I'd be dead last turn. I think we're dead. I don't know, I trust my opponent to find it. Okay, that doesn't seem relevant, but they are doing it. Yeah, okay, I actually don't think the witness protection would have done anything anyways, actually. Alright, there it is. Okay, well, apparently we can't beat triple D-Spark in a deck with, like, not many exile cards. You know, just borderline impossible. Who'd have thought? My opponent had the best card in their deck 3 times. Who would have guessed? Especially at 2 mana. It's like the most efficient thing. Because they don't even play, what's the other one? Terra Sunder? Not very likely to be playing that one. Alright, well I haven't played against Nadu in a while. Last time I saw it, actually I think the last 2 times I saw it, my opponent just conceded before the game started. Which surprised me, but appears not to be the case this time. Also appears that we did not bump into turn 1 Metadork for a turn 2 Nadu, which is surprising, actually. I have not played against Nadu where they got a single trigger ever since it got nerfed. So that would be interesting to see. I'm going to cast Brainstorm, and then I'm going to cast one of these Rampant Growths. Alright, I'm not going to do that because I put the wrong link. Chat, what am I actually doing? Why am I throwing? I'm like throwing the game. I'm throwing so hard. I don't know what's wrong with me. Just completely throwing. It's like I'm trying to lose. just threw. Just threw. Just decided I didn't want to cast a spell that turn. Just woke up and was like, I don't feel like casting that. Literally throwing. Alright. Apparently we have to think about mana drain. That's fascinating. Opponent had to think about mana drain. Wow. Crazy, crazy. Perfect land off the top? Yep, perfect land off the top. Why not? Cool. That was a fun game. I threw. And Nadu had mana drain. And had to think about mana drain. World first. I threw that game. I took it, bundled it up, threw it. Toss it away. I don't know what it's been with me lately. I don't know why I've been... What's up with me? I need a black source? I'm gonna get rid of that, yeah. Yeah, you're right. At least my opponent did think. You're right. You are actually right. I can't really deny that fact. My opponent did actually think. They did. They actually had to think about mana drain. This is valid. I am going to leave up Spell Pierce. Although it's a good chance I won't cast Spell Pierce for a while. It looks like there's a swords there. I don't really know what else it could be. I'm definitely gonna mana drain this. I mean, you know what I mean. Alright. So, I'm in a position where I do, at some point, beat Swords of Plowshares, so I'm gonna just play this. It is, I mean, they have to have it. I have to be right about that. Can't just make that up. That's a very oh, no, never mind. There's an equipment. Makes more sense. Hair apparent. Alright, now I'm just beside myself. That is kind of crazy. Yeah, that is probably losing on the spot. This swings as a 6/4 trample, and apparently I'm about to get 2 or maybe more hair appearance out of my opponent's deck right now with this Gem Razor. Assuming I hit them for at least 5 or 4. So that's probably going to happen. Although I don't know how many hair appearance are in the deck. They have these 2 cards in their hand. And they had a 1-mana instant in their hand, which is not a hair appearance. So that was the last thing I expected. Alright. Alright. All right. Well, we're 6-2. This is a lot more successful than I thought. And the giant spell package has not come up at all. And not really because I haven't, like, had the mana. It just hasn't happened. It just hasn't happened. I guess that's okay. It just hasn't happened. Opponent goes to 6. I will, because they mulliganed, probably play the slower of the two things here. Not get hit by cut down or something. Blue or black? Probably blue. I know we have a double black, but I don't think this card is, like, super crucial here. Man, this only gets forests. That's hilarious. Alright, I have to play these two, I think. Probably the only thing that makes sense here. Blue, green, Goose is black. Okay. I did say I wanted more forests. I did say that. Do I play this? Does that make sense? I don't think it does. Don't think it does, Jet. Let's play this. Hello? I'm doing alright. I think. We'll see. Get back to me in a second. So this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. And I suppose I'll get a blue probably just this, right? Yeah. Okay, well that's one of the cards that lets me maybe do stuff. Doesn't even think to block. Put that there, naming black probably. Wait. So I actually have a dragon in my hand? That is unbelievable. I have the dragon in my hand. That is nuts. Wow. I actually had the dragon in my hand. Crazy. So I could kill the Terror of the Peaks. Although killing the Caryatid is also valid. Okay. A little bit less exciting to see, but, well, here we are. I think I'm gonna just play this now. Might end up doing something relevant. What's on the card that it doesn't die when blocked? What? Come again? So now we're just dead. We're basically dead. It went down to -1 when it was blocked. Oh yeah, it's just indestructible. The card itself is indestructible. Alright, we're just dead. Yep. Okay. Yeah, just a little too slow, I think. I'm not sure what I could have done different. No, I don't think there was much I could have done differently there. Just didn't win. Okay, it's not that it isn't working, but I'm going to take it out anyways, because it's just not coming up ever. And I'd rather have, like, more stuff that cares about my actual commander. So let's get rid of all of that. I don't even think I like Casualties of War, Final Parting, Shieldred. Reanimate is weird. Maybe it can stay. Let's do Assemble the Team at the very least. Could do more tutors, more auras. Actually, I might have all the auras I care about, honestly. Except maybe like the Frogify. Spot removal is weird. I guess more unblockable stuff? As in, like, that one and only card? Probably House Meld, because it's still just egregious. Wait. Is it two words? What'd I do? Oh, enchantment. Ha. That's what I did. Bloop. More counter spells are okay. I don't really care about spot removal. No. Maybe Treasure Cruise. River's Rebuke is weird. It's not like the worst idea. What about Trample? Yeah, screw it. This one can come back from the graveyard. Some of these are like not that amazing. It's probably just... It costs 2 mana. I don't know. I feel like this one might not have to be in here. Maybe just this one. The fight isn't irrelevant. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, let's try that. I feel like just more on that theme is... I mean, that's what's been winning, and the other theme of the big, expensive spell combo just hasn't happened yet. Just take it out. I mean, I could run more tutors so it happens more, but I just focus on the main plan here. Hey, it's the same person. Wait, is that the same person? It might not be the same person I just played, but I played against this person yesterday, right? And the day before. Alright. Nope. Well, it's Delighted Halfling versus the world, so buckle up, world. Is this the same person I just played against? I can't remember the name from the last person. I don't think it is. They have the same profile, though. I feel like they would have found somebody in the queue before I hopped into this game. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have been a thing. Oh, I should have let him block first. Tragic. I could have let him block first. Oh well. It's fine. The waifu elves? It's in there. Calm down. Everything's fine. It's in there. It is in there. So that's an easy shuffle. Get rid of you. Actually, this is a land. It is a land. Yeah, we probably do that then. Like this, if I don't draw a land, that is a land, so. That is not land. Hercules nuts, whatever. Whatever. Alright, so I didn't technically draw land, but I did draw mana in some kind of way here. I would love to Gem Razor this. That would be all in that. Yeah, but looks like we're going to blow up their artifacts enchantments just too late. 4 or 5. Yep, we're doing it too late. Okay, I redrew that. I will do it now. So they have 5 mana, going on to 6. And assuming I don't lose reality here, I should be able to blow up the mana again. Alright, never mind. I just went straight into it. What they do? And I have literally nothing I can do about it. Cool. I can only swing for 5, so I probably just lose the game again. Great. Draw literally nothing. So, I mean, I can kind of play the game still. Not really. Up the beanstalk is funny. I can't sequence these in a more efficient way, really. Not really. I mean, is what it is. So I can block that. Guess I'll just commit this here. Haste is 5, 6, 7. Non-dragon. Okay. I don't think they have to swing. I think I'm dead if they just choose to not swing. Right? They don't have to actually swing. Because I will die next turn anyways. So yeah, they should... If they figure that out, we're dead, I guess. They have to, like, figure that out. Alright, apparently they can't figure it out. Cool. Well, they have to do something, like, right now. This, I mean, this just isn't doing anything. Might as well block with it. I mean, you made this line for a reason, so I assume you're going to cast the thing here. And do they block? They're probably now going to block, unfortunately. And yeah. Okay, well, we have one line. Let's do it doesn't matter. So mutate. Oh, come on. Your last card is relevant? Oh, no way. Come on. How? Come on, bro. There's, nothing to be done about that, right? Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. So I do get the mutate card, but I don't think I can do anything, right? I just cast here, there. Alright, no, we're just dead. Yeah, we're just dead. I don't know why my opponent's spamming oops, that's kind of weird. Did they make a mistake I'm not aware of? I don't... Alright, well, we lost to a 12-year-old. Well, it is a card game. Tragic. Yeah, there's nothing I could have done. I don't know why I don't know why they had to think so hard. Well, again, maybe they're 12, you know. Maybe they're just 12. It's alright. I feel like that line was pretty straightforward. Just, some people it just takes longer. Yeah, there's nothing I could have done. I was probably dead anyways, but I just didn't have any outs anymore. But they could just block with their commander, and I'm not getting anywhere, right? I'm not getting anywhere at all. I'm just dying to the dying to that. All right. Well, I have the mana dork. It's pretty nice. Never mind. I was playing Minor Misstep. Fascinating. Which would have been completely useless if I was on the play. It probably would have proceeded to not be castable for the entirety of the game. I'm going to reanimate my Goose because I want to play my commander first. Alright. You got it. Is this going to do anything? Probably not. Probably not. So now it's just, does my opponent also have unblockable flying or whatever? They've had Cavernous Souls, removal, 1 mana counterspell for mana dork. My opponent now needs more. Apparently they have Pact of Negation in their hand as well. Let's see, perfect evasive aura to top things off. Yep, perfect evasive aura to top things off. Do they hit a spell? They do. It's not a very good spell, but it is a decent one. Oh, this is interesting. It's a lot of mana, though. Pretty mana intensive. Alright. Do we have more good stuff? Can I hit something good? When does phase out change? Phase out, I think it's doesn't exist until the controller's next turn. So there's no reason to phase theirs out. It just becomes theirs again. Yeah, it doesn't actually do anything. I can't phase it out or anything. Opponent gets Gem Razor, ramp. Gem Razor. I'm pretty sure you can mutate off this. Oh no, you cannot mutate. Or if you can, they chose not to. I don't. Maybe you can't. They didn't cast Flare. I'm pretty sure they could have cast Flare. Maybe a mistake there. That's weird. Okay, well. Not sure how I'm going to win this. The old play versus draw, defining everything. Guess I'll keep it on top because my opponent has their own Codas here. Not really sure what I can even find here that matters. Okay. Snapcaster Mage. Wow. Reanimate. My 6/6? No, that doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, that just doesn't do anything. And pass. So, can't be blocked, 1/1 counter, untap land. None of it impacts my opponent's Codas. Yeah, this just looks like play versus draw. I think that's the only thing that mattered here. Play versus draw, and my opponent, on top of everything, had evasive nonsense, so... Surprisingly not that scary of a hit, but I guess in the mirror, it's not really going to be scary to get hit by it. I suppose the main question is now, can I somehow kill my opponent in one hit? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't believe that is on the table. I can do like 10 damage. They should have probably swung with the Gem Razor. A little weird that they did not swing with Gem Razor. Also, I was actually a turn off. This would have worked. It was just about to work, but now it is not going to. I can stay on top. Again, my opponent's going to exile top of my deck anyways. I don't think I'd fetch here. Kind of a little bit low. Right, this is already 9 damage. I mean, it's not lethal, so it really doesn't matter. I also wouldn't bin this. I don't think it's relevant. Just keep an irrelevant card on top for you to steal. Okay, so that might have been one of the best things I could have hit. We'll see. Get rid of that thing. Put that here. Bounce this. Is it good enough? That was one of the best things I could have drew. I don't know. Or stolen, I should say. You have to swing all out, yep. So that is, I think, all she wrote. I think that's all she wrote. Ooh, yeah, right, because there's nothing I can... Let's see, that's... How much trample? I'm taking 9 plus 4? Yeah, right. Good. Tragic. That was one off. All right. Well, we got really close. Honestly, we got really close. But I mean, on the play, minor misstep. Excuse me. On the play, minor misstep, and then killed my reanimate. So yeah, whatever. Play versus draw. I think that's it. Whoever went first just had a massive advantage, and that's about it. Like if I was on the play, I'd probably just win. I think I do win if I was on the play. Like, both of us were just on the final turn. They just got their final turn first. Some of the cards that we're running, I'm not 100% in agreement with. And it's probably why I got so close. Because I think my setup had just better outs overall compared to what my opponent had in their deck. I think my setup was just a little bit ahead of theirs. Like, for what I was, you know, for what was capable, I mean. Like, what could be capable. Alright. That was a decision. Interesting. Opponent went ahead and put my Kami to the bottom. This is an Aura deck, so I think maybe they didn't want to go and do that outright, because I do have Auras. So that was very strange. I don't know. I don't get the idea. Alright, they're just done. Very confusing game. Fast game, but very confusing. Mystic Repeal Akami. Surely there's an achievement for that, right? Is there an achievement for that? I feel like there should be. Opponent Mystic repeals your Kami. It's just, the damage was already done with that one. Maybe they're just trying to complete a quest or something that involves casting green cards, but I don't know. I mean, yeah. This doesn't, on the surface, look like it's going to steal that much, other than ramp spells. Maybe this is an okay matchup for them. I don't know. Really weird. Really weird. Uh-oh, chat. Midweek magic. 7 minutes left. Get your 3 wins in now. This is the 2 into 4 one. Yep. Alright, I really need a land. If I don't get one, we're kind of lights out here. I'm on the draw, and I have a sort of a redraw. Okay. Let's get blue-green? Yep. Fine with that. Black or blue? Probably another island. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we have things going, but I didn't interact with my opponent's commander, so their, like, game plan is online, which is not really what you ever want to see out of this deck, but it's what it is. Do I lose on the spot? Nope, it's the best artifact of all time, of course. Immediately has a good thing to go with it, of course. Alright. I guess as a second person, we're casting counterspell is harder than quantum physics for some reason. Only against me. Not a big fan of that Giora. But, well, it looks really good there. But, I mean, honestly, Counterspell was just sort of what looked better than anything else. So, on the draw... nope. Okay. Oh, imagine I had Cavern Souls in a relevant game for once. Hasn't happened yet. I've only had this against decks where it will just never do anything. Let's play that. Yes. Maybe they have Tybalt's Trickery. Maybe it'll do something. So, of all the games to have... Wait, I gotta actually... It's Zombie Warrior. I guess I'll do Zombie. Of all the games to have a Hydra's growth early, this is probably one of the better ones. Because this can get, like, crazy huge. But I have to, like... I don't know. Okay, well, never mind. Opponent just has the most insane opener I've ever seen in my life. Cool. You got it. Yep, hardened scales, why not? Just a casual 24 power, turn 3. Didn't even need a mana dork. Okay, well, we've been getting stonewalled by complete and utter nonsense the past few games. That's like the best hand of all time, probably. It was completely insane. Alright, let's see if we can dodge the Tron lands this time. I'm on the play against this, so I will keep it. Hateful Eidolon also hasn't done anything yet. The creature has to die, so in this matchup it doesn't really work too well, unfortunately. I think this is a turn 2 Brainstorm. Yeah, I'd say so. Alright, looks like it did pay off. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. I could have shuffled away the Hateful Eidolon instead of another land. Not the biggest deal, but it's something to think about. Wow, a turn 2 card that was not... I'll play this so I don't take damage. Was not a mana rock. That's very, very rare. I don't know if you can afford to do that. That's kind of crazy. You definitely can't afford to pay 2 mana to draw cards, so I expect a little bunch of scrying. I don't really have much going on, though. But that's okay. We have some pretty good top decks and whatnot. I mean, I could just play this. I don't know. Probably just going to cast Cultivate, I think. I don't know if playing this even... Alright, yeah, that worked out. Makes life slightly easier for me. Alright, they hit a card, so I don't steal it. That's funny. I'll just play this. Alright, what do we got? Probably just a mana rock, I assume, out of a deck like this. Yep. Oh, some pretty good mana rocks. Just don't really have a use for them, unfortunately. But it draws 2 cards. Ominous Traveler. Ominous Traveler. Uh-oh, is this my deck list, chat? Okay, nope. I don't think I had played him here. Well, yes I did. Did I? I don't know, someone in chat knows. Okay, so let's do this here. Offset the massive surge of mana my opponent almost had. Alright, yep. And that was all she wrote. So, I undid their ability to cast their commander next turn, and that's probably game, but not necessarily. 4, 5, land 6. Yeah, so in 2 turns they could cast it. Until this is protected, they can just exile it when they get to Ujin. So I think I would at least see what this hits before I concede. But it does most likely hit you twice for a lot. And there's a good chance I'm going to run away with it. Like, there's a very good chance I'm running away with it. But I would still like to see. And it would have just been nice to see what the deck had in it. I don't know. Would have been nice to see that too, but yeah. No mana rock on 2 in a colorless deck. That is very difficult. Very hard to do that and get away with it. Want to see some card stealing? We stole some cards. What do you mean? We stole 2 cards there. Of which I think maybe one of them was okay and the other... On the draw, you know, Grazer and Kami on the draw. Never really upset with that. Chrome Box turn 1. Okay. Grazer might do pretty decent here. Maybe not. I don't know. It stops the engine, kind of. This deck is put together in a way I never build it, so... Yeah, we're just gonna cash the block. Might as well. A little bit of a lame turn, I will say. Probably gonna run into a really bad turn next turn because of it, too. The mono white lands is very strange. Alright. Finally found an island here. I mean, they had blue here. Excuse me, blue there. No wash away. But they will be getting the engine online. However, I don't know. I mean, given this board state and the amount of cards in my opponent's hand, probably not something my opponent cares too much about. The starting the engine, I mean. Really? I'm swinging all out. I am swinging all out there. That's kind of weird. I don't get that. So we're going to play this, I think. Okay. There is no stopping that. Yep. All right. Well, yet again, I've just been annihilated by, like, a card that gets around indestructible. And then nothing matters from there. Excellent. Alright. Just another random card, and we lost. Another random colorless deck. Alright. They've been really coming out of the woodworks. I am going to keep this and Cavern of Souls a bird. That's what we're going to do. Oh look, it's a mana rock on 2. Wow, it's almost like you have to do that every single game when you're a colorless deck. Is it worth it to ramp? No. I mean, excuse me, Brainstorm. I don't think so. So green, black, blue. So I can cast my commander. Oh look, it's more ramp. Wow, crazy. So Emrakul is not 7, it is 12. You can't discard it. Oh, if I could blow this up, I'd be so happy, but I cannot. We're gonna cast this. We're gonna put the, I don't know, this on that. Oh, maybe I should have just, like, not done that. I don't know. Too late. We're not paid to think. Echoes of Eternity. All right, you got it. Not sure what I'm brainstorming into, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Let's get rid of So that on top, and then get rid of it. Is there a double Eldrazi trigger this, like at this point, that matters? Because I don't think there is. They can stop my commander from attacking. Okay, not anymore. They tap their thing. They could have done that. Not sure why we're paying life here. It wasn't lethal, and now it's almost lethal. Seemed a little unnecessary. Okay, well, Emrakul next turn. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's Emrakul next turn. Paying at least 4 life. So 4, 5. I don't know if we got lethal here, but it's super close. Mazavith is pretty bad. I don't know. I mean, it stops them from getting hit from my commander. Right? And the math might math that that's a good idea. So I'm safe to put everything here. There's nothing they can do about it. I have Perilous Vault, but I'm trying to actually kill my opponent here, so I'm not going to... I could Perilous Vault and maybe win after the fact. I suppose that is possible. But I think my opponent navigated this a little wrong with the paying life on that card and not Mazavith. So now it costs 4 life to cast Emrakul, which is not lethal, unfortunately. Can I punish them? So I'll get that. I can Meteor Golem the Arcane Signet, and I can get rid of... shoot. A creature? Because my opponent's gonna steal them all anyways? Blow up the doubler? What? Well, I'm gonna blow up the mana. The doubler isn't doing anything. I have to blow up the guarantee on the board way to cast Emrakul. Not the thing that doubles spells. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, I had to blow that up so they can't cast Emrakul. They can still cast it with the doubler, but appears to be not in the works. Me and my math. I mean, yeah, it was 11 versus 12. I'm pretty sure that was right, because otherwise they would have cast it, right? We would be facing down our own board and would have to Perilous Vault, which would reset the game, and we would probably win with that, because my opponent is at 4 lands, which would be funny, but And I believe they're still dead here. They can't tap the... They cannot tap these mana rocks. Yeah, the Maze of Ith, goofy as it is, like, I don't recommend playing it. All the value cute lands that colorless decks love are just sometimes... If it doesn't affect your bracket, then it doesn't matter. But if it does, like, it's not. You don't need to put this in your deck. But this is a spot where it would have been why you put it in your deck. I think my opponent probably would have done well to Maze of Ith me. Alright, so... Does this have evasion? No. Can I do... I can do 1, 2... I think they're just dead. Yeah, I don't have to put too much thought into this. I can just kill my opponent. Unless there's something weird. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that could happen here. Yeah, there's nothing they can do, right? Yep, so, yeah, if we blow this up, they can cast Emrakul, we lose the board, and then we have to Perilous Vault, which would probably lead to our victory, because our opponent is restricted down to just 4 lands, and then they don't have anything else, and I can definitely win without all this other stuff here. And I'm ahead on mana, I can actually recast my commander after, and I don't think they're ever recovering with just 4 lands in play. It's possible, I just, probably not. On top of that, they had the enchantment in play, and maybe they're not used to having a lot of this in play, because it is a very slow card. But they paid a lot of life with these, and I'm not sure that was all that necessary, right? I think they already had them. If they didn't have the mana for Emrakul, I guess it makes more sense, but pivoting into the defensive Maze of Ith effect, pulling this out of combat, was probably the right thing. It didn't have hexproof. Yeah, it didn't have hexproof or anything. Yeah, this was probably the right thing. I mean, it's a lot of mana to leave up, though. And almost indefinitely leave up, so you can do whatever, but I don't know. The counter argument is, if you do that, eventually I can just pop the vault and just rebuild where you're stuck at lands, like 4 lands, and even if I'm like a board state like this, I could just pop it. But yeah, just didn't quite get there. We actually stole relevant things. That's always nice. Stole relevant things. Love to see it. Used to do all rare lands and colorless, but it screws up your brackets. Yeah, I mean, the card weight thing, I would imagine, is still a thing, because Wizards, I don't have... They said they're going to hide it and change it. I mean, maybe they did, but I still think that the card weight has to have some kind of play into it. I would be surprised if the entire basis of where your commander is placed is just the command zone, and no card in your deck has any basis on where you are. That would defeat the purpose of the bracket system that they just made. So I think cards are probably not weighted by a point, or like a 1 to 100 kind of thing, like they may have used to, and probably it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the brackets. And you don't want to slip up and put your Emrakul deck into bracket 2 because you put Inventor's Fair in it when maybe you just could have gotten away. Oh, ooh, Inventor's Fair is actually really good, though, so I don't know. Maybe, one of the other ones, one of the other goofy ones that's just a rare. But who knows? Who knows? I just wouldn't advise it. Just play 30 wastes. Be done with it. Be done with it. Oh, alchemy cards too. Yeah, that's true, because those don't have a paper equivalent. They do nerf cards in Historic, so like Nadu can just be nerfed, so it isn't like bracket 0. It can just be like nerfed, so it's like a reasonable card. But who knows? Anyways, this commander was very good. I was surprised. I shouldn't say it's amazing, like it didn't blow my mind, but it felt really scary. Because of that, it probably makes sense to run even more really cheap interaction that is like pseudo defensive spells. When I was in the mirror, they had like the phase out for 1 mana card. They probably had miscast in there. We saw miscast at some point along our journey here. So that could work. But when it came to just playing this and then putting auras on it, that was fine. You know, it was great. The giant spell emergent ultimatum combo thing just never came up. I wouldn't say it's useless, but I just never drew it. I didn't have a lot of card draw in my deck, and not really that many tutors. Really, there might not be any. I assembled a team in here at some point, but that was after I took that stuff out. So it was hard to ever get to the emergent ultimatum. I probably wanted to be more in on the tutors to really get that to be a threatening thing that I could just randomly pull out of my deck, but it just didn't happen. I do like the 4/5 with this card. It's hard to find anything that gives your commander more than this in stats the turn after you play it, right? Just instantly a 6/6 instead of like a little 2/1 is. It's hard to beat that. And this is recurring. So this card is just like really good. I'm glad I own it, because I probably wouldn't have crafted it for this deck, but bumping into it, this is, if you're going to play a mutate card, this is the mutate card to play. This is the one to be. That's the one to be. These 1-mana artifacts that give 2 in stats, I know Bone Splitter looks goofy, but it is good, right? Not just Nadu can play Bone Splitter, we can also play it. This is probably okay. In fact, we can probably put Bone Splitter. We can probably put Nadu in this deck. It does probably do something, right? I've never actually thought about playing Nadu outside of the command zone. If putting Nadu in your deck destroys your bracket, then don't do that. But it is nerfed to the ground and works with the cards in here. So why not? You probably just replace this card. This is like Nadu, except your opponent has to trigger it instead of you. Obviously, you triggering it is way better. There's also a 1-mana card that's kind of similar to this. I can't remember the name. It's like 1-mana enchantment, and then whenever something you control gets targeted, you draw. And what else does it do? I think whenever you target your own stuff, you scry 1. Or that might be the 2-mana green enchantment or something like that. But yeah, this is a cool commander. I'd say that. Very honest commander. It's hard to go crazy as this commander, but it's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do to make this even faster. Because it costs 4 mana, that's the most annoying part of this commander is the fact that it costs 4, not 3. That's quite significant. If this was 3, it would probably be very, very good. And it costs 2, so it's just pretty good, right? If you could play this on turn 2 consistently, which you would want to do, so you would probably be blitzing for one of the 1-mana rent spells basically every game, and then just sending it. But it costs 4. That does kind of tone it down quite a bit. You can't even really mana drain into it, scarily. Mana drain, unfortunately, doesn't exploit your deck too well, right? In this deck, which is what it is, right? I mean, maybe that's for the better, and you're just not winning the game when you cast mana drain all the time, but something to think about, right? I mean, you could just skip over your commander and do something else, but for the most part, it's not really what you aim to do. Especially without the emergent ultimatum nonsense in here. No Gristlebrand and all that. You could probably run 1 or 2 Delve cards, like Treasure Cruise, so I could maybe gas back up in certain matchups and whatnot. But for the most part, you are in all-in strategy. And exile effects are annoying. There was a lot of bounce spells we saw today. So like quite a few bounce spells, which is really unfortunate. It was like Otawara. It was Otawara from the player who just emote spammed after they Otawara'd me. I don't know why they got like super excited. I don't know. They kept saying oops. But so Otawara actually happened. You don't normally see that. That one. Oh, also that artifact that's a springleaf drum, but it has a channel that you can bounce it. It's a blue springleaf drum. That one happened. We got desparked 3 times in the same game. So despark, despark, despark. And still had it in play for the 4th time, but just didn't quite get there. So hexproof is definitely something to consider, and I would try to put as much of that in your deck as you can. And yeah, I mean, it's cool to play a Sultai Voltron list. I know it just went through the Voltron ringer, and one just came out, and here it is doing its thing. Hateful Eidolon did not really ever work. Your commander essentially has to die for this to do anything, and most of the time it's not going to die. It's just going to get exiled or bounced. So this is probably not a good idea. There are some games where you do put your stuff on a different creature. We did do that a couple times. I just don't think that's too consistent. This just shouldn't be in here. It shouldn't be in here just because this is indestructible. Edicts never came up. I don't think we ever got Shieldred's Edict. We almost got Chainer's Edict, but that didn't happen too much. And this thing, it is a new card. I just think there's cheaper versions of this card, and just basically anything else is better. Anything else is better than that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I can recommend this one. It's pretty cool. It does play differently from other Voltron strategies, especially the white ones that have all the white auras, like the crazy white, all that glitters and whatnot. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. All right, what do we put in here? What do we put in? Shoot, I gotta go. I can't even think about it. I just gotta go. So Duress and Thoughtseize make sense, I'd say. I think some early discard is relevant here. This, if ever there was a deck that likes miscast, I suppose this would be a miscast deck. However, a lot of instants and sorceries aren't a big deal, right? Those aren't the biggest issue we bump into. But it's never a bad thing to miscast something crucial early in the game. I just think Duress and whatnot is probably a better miscast. Just actually taking the card, right? And the added benefit of not having it have to be an instant sorcery is nice. The no removal was fine too, actually. Like just having no spot removal. Other than like the, Frogifies. It's hard to make room for all that. You could probably drop some counter spells if you wanted to do that. I don't know. I gotta go. Gotta go. So, see you, chat. Thanks for sticking around. Till next time. GG's. GG's was fun. Like this commander. Feeling good about the rest of them.